Does this seem familiar? Well, the guy that made that made this. Hi, I'm Zachary X, and in the next 3 minutes I will tell you whether or not you should play Crab Champions. All my videos are 100% spoiler free, including the gameplay shown, which, for this reason, will not show anything past the first biome of the game. If you find this video helpful, consider liking and subscribing for more game recommendations like this. Now, without any further delay, let's get right into it. Crab Champions is a game solo developed by Noisestorm, the guy behind the famous music video Crab Rave from 5 years ago. The game is a third-person shooter with roguelike elements, an arcade feel, and well, crabs, in addition to it having up to 4-player co-op. It launched into early access on Steam on April 1st, 2023, and thus far has been met with an overwhelmingly positive reception. As an acrobatic and well-armed crab, you will fight through various islands across several distinct biomes in order to become a Crab Champion. The streamlined and straightforward gameplay of Crab Champions doesn't go much beyond jumping, sliding, and of course, shooting. It's very simple, however, the replayable and tight gameplay is its greatest strength. There are additionally some unique little features, like how aiming with certain weapons slows down time, which makes for some very cool moments. In terms of progression, you'll clear out all the enemies in an island, which usually takes no more than a minute, and then you're presented with the choice of loot to improve yourself before you move on. Seems simple? It's because it is. Crab Champions is very easy to pick up. However, the simplicity does also translate into a lack of complexity for the moment, but the game will likely become more substantial throughout early access. The developer made clear that the graphics were designed with performance over detail in mind, so while this obviously still doesn't have AAA graphics, it is very fun and vibrant, and is visually still a very impressive achievement for a solo dev to accomplish in Unreal Engine 5. The sound effects need a bit more time in the oven, and have been confirmed to be receiving an overhaul throughout early access. However, the soundtrack is perfect for the gameplay, and is also very reminiscent of the original Crab Rave vibe, which is a track that is unfortunately not in the game due to copyright issues. If accessibility and fun is Crab Champion's greatest strength, then lack of depth is its greatest weakness. After the first few hours, you'll have seen almost everything there is to see. So, besides hunting for achievements, which to be fair are plentiful and enjoyable, there isn't as much depth as there could be. Fortunately, at the time of this review, the game is planned to be in early access for several more years, so a great deal more content will likely be added to flesh out the game. Crab Champions is overall very fun and fast-paced, and I enjoyed it a great deal. That being said, here's how I specifically recommend it to. I recommend Crab Champions to more casual gamers that have struggled with more challenging and complicated roguelike games. It is quite inexpensive to purchase, and has a very satisfying gameplay loop with a low barrier to entry in terms of skill required. I also recommend Crab Champions to fans of small indie games, specifically ones made by a single developer. This is one of the best solo developed games in a while, and the developer Noisestorm is very engaged with his community through frequent and comprehensive development updates, in addition to his Discord community. If you like supporting a small developer and providing input to an ongoing game of development, Crab Champions will be worth your time. The game is an impressive accomplishment, and I think it requires a very small investment of time and money for its potentially a great deal of fun. However, here's how I recommend it to a bit less. I don't recommend Crab Champions to anyone who is looking for a deep and comprehensive experience. Currently there's no story, little enemy variety, bosses are somewhat shallow, and progression is mostly for cosmetics, which are not all added to the game yet. It's first and foremost an arcade shooter really, so your expectations should definitely be tempered going into it. That said, a lot more content will be coming throughout early access, so fortunately many of these points may be resolved. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching this game recommendation. If you've got anything to say, whether it be a question about the game, or just a random thought on the video, drop a comment down below as I love reading them all, and I do my best to respond to each and every one of them. Once again, if this video was at all helpful to you, consider leaving a like, and subscribe if you want to see more game recommendations from me to you.